Okay, sorry, I don't have my microphone today. So what value of x, for what value of x is the figure the given special parallelogram? For number 17 here, they're suggesting that it should be a rectangle. Okay, so what do you get at the four corners in a rectangle? You get 90-degree angles. So that means these two angles, whatever they measure individually, have to sum up to 90. So you can say 5x plus 2 plus 3x must equal 90 degrees, because that is a 90-degree angle right there. And the angle sum theorem says you add them both together, you get the big angle. So you then get 8x plus 2, 8x plus 2, oh my gosh, this pen is not so good, plus 2 equals 90. 90. Minus 2, 8x equals 88. And when you divide both by 8, you get x is equal to 11. If you had a value of 11 for x, that would make those two angles sum to 90, and that's what we would need to have in order to have a rectangle. Now, in a rhombus, remember, if you're getting perpendicular diagonals, then that means that essentially what you're looking at here is a right triangle. And in a right triangle, if one of the angles is 90, which it always is, then the other two angles must sum to 90 to get to the rest of the way to 180. So you can then say, okay, then 3x plus 6 plus 8x plus 7 must equal 90. Then when you combine like terms, you get 11x plus 13 equals 90. Subtracting 13, you get 11x equals 77. Divide both sides by 11, and you get x equals 7. That's the value that is going to give you 90 degrees there between those two angles, which will then sum to 180, because we know that that first angle where the diagonals form is 90 degrees because they're perpendicular in a rhombus. So in a rectangle, we know we know that the diagonals are equal, and in any parallelogram, so in other words, this, and this are of equal measure, okay? And in any parallelogram, the diagonals are bisected. That means this equals this equals this equals this. Most importantly, which ones do we care about? We care about this equals this, because what you get then is an isosceles triangle, and then the base angles must be equal to each other. Okay? So we then say, okay, if the base angles are equal to each other, then we can say 4x minus 12 must be equal to 3x plus 4. Oops. Let me erase that. I've got my controls are in the way, I'm sorry, and I've got a migraine today, so making it a little bit hard for me to do this. Let's try this one more time. I'll try and write a little smaller. In fact, I can zoom in to do it a little bit better. That's better. Okay, 4x minus 12 equals 3x plus 4. And if I subtract 3x, I get x minus 12 equals 4. Add 12 to both sides, and we get x is equal to 16. That is the value of x that will make those two angles equal. So that's your answer for each one of those. Hope that helped.